Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and again as the last couple of days we're going to be going through some more hands from my play on the Party Poker 25 and Fast Forward Streets. Before we start, shout out to everyone who's commenting on the videos, really appreciate that. Got a nice long comment from Street Soul Lover yesterday, who I met once in Didsbury. He introduced himself to me as I was talking to his friend in the smoking area. I felt a little bit self-conscious, to be honest, so that I'm a fucking nobody, and this bloke just like starts talking to me enthusiastically, seemingly pleased to have met me. I was like, okay, that's really nice of you, but this feels weird to me. And then I went up to speak to my friend at the cash game table, and the guy was again like, oh look, this is YouTuber. Like, come on, mate, give me a rest. Fucking hell. My mate was like, oh, Reg, you're famous. I was like, shut up. Anyways, by the way, thanks for the comments. Really appreciate those. And I replied to Street Soul Over this morning, who made a comment saying he's been playing some of the 10-hour party poker games and he's been enjoying it. My reply was, yep, well, I'm going to have a few days off it because I can't remember exactly what I said now, but basically, I just fancied going back and playing some morons for a little bit. That was the essence of it. Play some morons for the weekend. I logged in this morning to my usual game, and there was just a load of people kicking around with like 20 big blind stacks, 18, 30, 35, 40. Few arsehole like shipwrecks with 60. I played for about 10 minutes. It was multi-way pot hell, and I just wasn't enjoying it. So I was like, you know what? Let's not bother. So we went back on the party poker grind. And these are the hands I played from after yesterday's video and some from this morning. There's 32. Let's try and get through them relatively swiftly. And as usual, any comments on the hands, I really do welcome them. If you've got any ideas or any thoughts on how I played a hand or maybe what you've done differently, please do comment. If you don't know how to leave a timestamp so I can click it and take me to the spot you're talking about, at least look at the time of the video and be like, oh, at 18 minutes 37, you played like a fucking idiot, Reg. I would have played it like a different kind of idiot. And leave your comments so I can go back and refer, because I do want to respond to all comments. If you're kind enough to take the time out to comment on one of my videos, I'm going to make sure I respond. So please do come with the comments. Oh, and the likes, of course. Anyways, let's crack on with it. Starting with pocket aces, which might be my favourite hand in all of poker. We 3-bet. Again, we're not going to remember any of these players because it's anonymised. 4-bet. We're all in. I mean, theory dictates that we should just flat here. And like, I think aces flats quite a lot in theory. In practice, 4-bet ranges in these games. I think the times I've encountered 4-bets, it's just nutted literally nearly all the time. Of course, now and again, there'll be someone in there with the King Jack suited that folds, or an Ace 5 suited that folds. But by and large, it's just people fast playing, top of range. I'm not going to fuck around slow playing in position unless it's a very specific reg who I think is actually trying to achieve reasonably good frequencies, which for the most part isn't happening. Anyway, we just pile it all in. Our opponent calls, and we got it in against Ace King. Anyone surprised to see a good hand there? Because I wasn't. Pocket tens, open button. We 3-bet. Call from, well, he might not have been unknown to me, but we know nothing about him for the purposes of this review. We flop a full house. How wonderful. Right, okay. I think, if we check here, does it get stabbed very wide? I think on King 10, probably not. I think if we flopped a strong hand on a lower, more connected board, maybe we could think about check raising. But I think on this board, we probably just want to c-bet. We're probably going to want to c-bet a lot of our range here. I mean, we're stacking a king no matter what, so I'm not too bothered about building a pot against a king. But I think, generally speaking, we just want a range bet here. And I don't think it's going to be bluffed enough, or even merge bet enough if we check. So I did bet, half pot, call. And now I just think we barrel off around half pot, shove river, something like that. Seems pretty standard. Just under half pot, whatever. Call and shove in river. Expecting to get called here. Not all the time, but very high percentage of the time. Your man's going to have stuff like miss flush draws, Maybe ace queen sticks around twice, but very unlikely. Maybe jacks queen stick around twice. But mostly we're just going to be up against the king X that's going to call us, and then a lot of stuff that's going to fold. Do I think we can check here and bluff? Allow him to bluff? Maybe. There are two draws and then straight draws. Maybe we just check here and just let him, if he gets here with like a jack queen suited, an ace jack suited, an ace queen suited, maybe they turn that into a bluff. Maybe this exact hand, because he's going to jam a king anyway, so we don't lose value from king X by checking. Yeah, I think actually maybe checking might be better because king X is jamming anyway, and this, when we check, we give him chance to bluff, and I think we probably win. Do we win more from his bluffing range on this river when we check, or more from his calling range? Well, obviously from his calling range we win the max, but is his calling range going to be really, really narrow and exclusively like king X? Probably, I think I prefer checking now. Anyway, we bet and he folded. Queen, queen. 3 bets. 4 bets. Honestly, against most of the micro-6 population, I think queens is very close to being indifferent here. I mean, we're just going to get it in, I guess. But I think it's close to being indifferent. I think probably whatever we do here is going to be somewhere near 0 EV. I don't think there's a lot of juice to be found in this spot. We did just go with call. Villain bets half pot, which is probably too big in theory, but in practice, who knows and who cares. When we call a 4 bet, we're going to have a lot of hands that are going to want to continue on this board. So we do call. Turn 10. Villain is half potting again. Doesn't quite put us all in. I remember this hand. I didn't notice. I just thought this was all into call. So I just clicked call like a moron. And then we rivered a straight anyway. And then he put the rest in and I slow rolled him. Because that's the sort of cunt I am. I didn't do the full slow roll because I don't trust party poker software. But we did do a mini slow roll. And he, of course, had 2 aces, if I remember correctly. 2 kings. Rare limp that we get to ISO. Immediately get 3 bet. Call. Fold. I mean, there's how much is in the pot now? 20, 34 big blinds. Where we're all in. Nothing else to be said here, I don't think. Just be all in. Call. Looks good. 8-7 off. We liked that one. 2 queens open. Just flat from the big blind. Check. C-bet. Reg. See, why am I checking here? I'm checking here on the assumption that people are going to bluff probe turn with hands that are drawing pretty thin against us. Not happening. Not happening. If they bluff probing turn, they're going to have a 6. They're going to have hands that would have called on the flop, i.e. pocket pairs, and they're going to have flush draws that should have called on the flop. Checking back here to allow people to bluff turns is fucking moronic, in my opinion, and I don't know why I've done it. Anyway, we turned a full house, which is nice. Villain bets. As range here, probably going to be some flushes, some 6x, etc. And we missed a bet on the flop, so we probably want to start raising here. So I just call. I was having an off day during this moment, wasn't I? Very much having an off day. Villain now bets again. We're obviously going to raise now and make an enormous raise, just hoping a 6. Well, 6x isn't folding, flush isn't folding. That's going to make up the majority of his calling range, so I just went big. He did call, and he had the flush. So we could have stacked him there had we bet the flop, but never mind. Ace queen suited, open, call, squeeze. I'm never sure what size to it squeezes here. I think around 11 is probably reasonable, maybe even 10. Okay, 12. I think that's a little bit too big. Fold, call, flop top pair, raise. Yep, pretty standard. Fair. Villain had king 10, so good for him. Ace 10 suit. A lot of these hands, by the way, I'm saying good for him because, as you all know, I'm hitting the cash out button and I'm not giving a fuck. Cash out, gash out, don't care. It costs me 1% every time I do it. I do it maybe 5 hands per 1,000. It's costing me a few big blinds per 100 in those individual spots, and I don't give a fuck because it keeps me the fuck off tilt. So I don't give a shit. Squeezing. I think we could have probably flatted there. Squeezing's probably okay, but I think flatting's probably okay too. Call. Fold. Flop a pair and a flush draw. Bet small or check raise. I don't mind which. Check. Bet. Half pot. Do we check raise? Do we just call? Because, what turns are we worried about? And if we raise, do we only isolate ourselves against like ace queen? Ace king that didn't 4-bet? Maybe we just call. I mean, we've got enough EV to just raise and run with it. It doesn't matter. We've got enough equity, sorry. I don't think it matters what we do very much. What did I do this time? I just went with call. Turn 6, check. Villain now goes all in. And now all of a sudden it feels like we need to get there. Although like they don't have it. You wouldn't imagine they have 6x. Pocket 4s. Why would it go all in? I mean, we're never folding, of course. Call. River the flush if we needed it. And boy, did we need it. Boy, did we need it. I think he should just ram his hand pre, but what do I know? Ace, king. Open, 3 bets. Call. Flop, 2 overs. Backdoor. Broadway. And a flush draw. Probably betting, but can get behind checking too. Again, I'm not going to worry. I imagine this in theory land's going to mix between bet and check. I do that too, depending on what I think of the opponent, what fucking mood I'm in, etc. Don't know what I did this time. We went with check. Villain checks back. Turn a deuce. It's a break. I think we probably start bluffing now. Not that we think we're going to get into fold a better hand very often. Maybe though. Maybe pocket 6 is no spade, just folds. Bet. Call. River, nothing. And do we now bluff with this hand? Do we think we have showed up? What's our pot share here? If we check and it goes check, check, how often do you think we win this pot? Excuse me. Not very often, right? Maybe 15, 20% of the time. So we've maybe got anything from like 7.5 to 10 big blinds of value on check, check. Maybe we got that much. So do we win more than that by bluffing? How much fold equity do we think we have here? If we were to bet, say, 75% pot, do we think villain significantly overfolds here? Do we bet 75% of the pot? Think they need to call like 40% of the time, something like that, I think. I think it's somewhere around there. So for simplification's sake, if we bet full pot here, then they need to call 33% to break even. Do I think they significantly overfold more than 33%? If we bet here, say full pot, how often do I think this player's going to fold? I think we're going to get bluff caught quite often. I think maybe check has higher EV than bluffing here. Maybe. Don't know. Maybe because we just win the pot sometimes on check. Maybe this hand's just too strong to bluff with. I mean, if we had like a hand that never won, if we had like zero pot share here, then I think bluffing is gonna make some money. But is it gonna make more money than check? And maybe it isn't. Anyway, we went with bet. We did get called, and we got called by ace queen. 3 bets. Call. Fold. Flop a set. Check. I quite like betting here. We go with just over half pot, which I think is completely fine. A lot of people would just default to betting 1/3 here or even 1/4, which I don't have a particular beef with, but you know, I'm happy betting this size. Hopefully, Villain's got plenty of ace-x in range that will call multiple larger bets. He does call. Turn the spade. How many flush combos do they have when the king and the ace are out there and he's called pre? Probably not many. Probably just keep betting. He's all in. We just call and hope we don't need to get there. And he had ace-10 off suit. Played in a rather interesting manner. Hello, ladies. Open, 3 bet, 4 bet from us. All in, call, I guess. Not love it. We're kind of flipping at best here, you would imagine. Best we can hope for here is flipping. The range is basically going to be maybe not aces, because we talked about people who love flatting them earlier, but it's going to be aces, kings, ace, king, and hopefully a little bit of jacks, because it makes this like significantly plus EV. If jacks is in there, it's basically coin flipping if jacks aren't in there. We do hit a set, which we maybe needed. Did we? We did need that set. Ace, king, open, 3 bet, cold call again, call, flop top pair, donk, raise, reg. We know these donkey raids are just like not bluffs. This is not a bluff. Bluffs do not exist in this. Fine if he's got like ace 4, ace 8, pocket 4, pocket 8, he just gets to stack us. Good for him. Just fucking raise. Ace queen, ace jack, etc. Shouldn't do this, but they just do. People just do shit like that. Queen on the turn, check. Now we've got to start doing our own donkey work. Why the fuck have I checked that back? I must have thought he had bluffs in range. Maybe this is villain specific. Like I said, I don't remember the hand. This has to be me trying to exploit this villain by like allowing bluffs. I must have thought this player was way more aggro than population. River. Now I guess we just call on the. I mean, I think it's too thin to raise. No, just raise the flop reg and barrel off. Well, maybe this guy is more aggressive than population, but nevertheless, just fucking raise. Stop being a moron. Open. 3 bets. 4 bets. All in. Call. And we won another one. I did do quite well yesterday. Open. 3 bet. Probably called 4 bet. Certainly not flatting. All in. Call. Make another set. Fucking hell. Absolute heater. Raise. Called 4 bet. All in. Call. Do we get to win another one? Hell no. Open. 3 bets. All in. Call. 10s. I think that's very standard in theory. Don't love it in practice, to be honest. In fact, I think no, that's not true. I think I probably do. I think I probably love it better than call, actually. I think, yeah, that's one for the comment section. I mean, in theory, I'd imagine mixing between jamming there and calling is going to be 0 EV if you do it at the correct frequency. Well, not, I imagine, I know it will be. That will be a mix there. And it will just be if you're mixing at the per frequencies, it'll just all be the same EV. In reality, do we think just 4-bet ripping 10s versus a reg small blind 3-bet is making more money than flatting? That's a question for you. What do you think happens in reality when you 4-bet rip 10s? Do you make more money or less money than you do when you flat? I think I know what I think. Anyway, open. 3 bets. Fold reg. Call in reg. Whatever. Just fold. Flop a flush draw. Check. Have a little stab reg. Get raised. This is just not a bluff. But it also could be just one pair. We have a ton of equity against one pair. We're virtually a flip against, say, pocket queens, no club, for example. Pocket kings, no club. I guess we're just all in and not loving it. Did not get there, so we're going to lose. Ace, queen, off, open, 3-bet. Call. Brick, but C-bet on the board this try, I think. Call. Turn jack. How do I feel about just check folding here? Probably feel okay with it. Do we think bluffing again is better than 0 EV? Probably just about. We can't check call, we can't check raise. So basically the straight fight between does bluffing here generate more EV than the 0 EV that is check folding? And I think probably does. Not when they jam though. Oh, I remember this hand. I thought genuinely, because I'm a fucking disgusting old man, I thought I had ace jack here. Genuinely, on my granddaughter's life. I'm not just making it up. It's not why I called. I just didn't look at my hand. I thought I had ace jack. I bet thinking I had ace jack, and I snap called thinking I had ace jack. This player's entitled to be a bit salty here if we win this pot, which I'm about to spoil for you. We do win this pot. This is just a misclick from me. This is just a misclick. I thought I had ace jack. And that is not a lie. This isn't me just spewing and punting around. This is me in my head all the way through the hand. I had ace jack. I saw the jack. Oh, cool top pair. And then we hit the ace on the river. And we didn't need to because we were ahead. But yeah, that is quite the misclick. Because if we don't misclick and we know our hand is, we decide to check, we lose that pot. Open. Oh, no. Okay, limp. ISO. All in. Call. Not loving it. This is going to be aces. Very high amount of the time, I imagine. But whatever. It's going to be hard to be aces now. This time it was jacks. King, queen suited. Open 3-bet. Call. Flop air. Check. Bet small reg. Reg. Just bet small. Dickhead. Turn 7. Oh, now we're going to start bluffing now when we can't fucking rep anything. Oh, yeah. Nice one, Reg. Fucking dickhead. I mean, this guy is face up knows having ace high. Don't get me wrong. But, nevertheless. River. Check. I mean, the guy's just got showdown value and we're going to try and bluff him. I mean, to be fair, maybe sometimes I play pocket sixes this way. Maybe I play pocket nines this way, etc. So I'm not too bothered, but just bet the fucking flop, Reg. Stop being a prick. 10-9 suited. Open. 3 bets. Call. Flop. Very nicely. Range bet or check raise. Fine with either. Go with bet. Call. Turn a flush. I think this probably wants to start checking a little bit now. I mean, we have a flush this time, but generally speaking, range here wants to check. I think versus double barrel. There's going to be a lot of folding starting to happen without a heart. Queen X isn't going to fold with or without a heart. Jack X without a heart might start folding. Maybe we just start checking now. I clearly didn't agree at the time. And 9 on the river. I mean, just under pot left. I mean, I guess we're all in. Call. Ace, Queen. King, Queen, off. 3, open, sorry. Call. Rare multi-way spot. Check, bet smallish reg. Call, fold. Turn 7. Donk for pot. Probably just call. Raising's an overplay versus this size. So that's what I did. Again, this could have been very read-based. I mean, the guy, he's got 54 big blinds. He's called at the small blind. Maybe just fast playing, he's okay. I don't think I love it, though. I think I love it. The 7, what does it change? King 7? 7, 4 suited? No. Pocket 7s. The 7s looks like it's changed something in Villain's perspective. Yeah, I think probably just call reg. Don't like this too much. He's all in. We call 7 on the river. And the 7 didn't change anything until the river, then it changed things for us, which is rather nice. Interesting line by Villain. Check, call, flop, then just donk turn. Probably afraid of there now being 2 flush draws out there. And like some straight draws presenting, even though it's unlikely we have a straight draw. He might not be thinking that way. He might just see draws galore and be like, fuck it, start betting, dude. Anyway, I won the pot. Open, 3 bet, call, all in. Against 9s. All bet. All in, call. Lose to ace jack. 2 kings. 3 bets. Call. Flop a set. If ever you're going to slow play, top set's time to do it. We didn't know. I guess I'm never going to slow play. He just goes all in. Okay, fine. I've got top set, mate. I'm happy with that. He had a monstrous draw that didn't get there. It's king open. 3 bets. 4 bet. All in. Call. I might get rid of these all in pre-flops next time because they're just boring. We rivered somebody. Min raise. 4 bet. I think I prefer to just flat this normally. I'm not sure what would have made me do this. This is a deviation from what I would normally do, so I'm guessing I was maybe a little bit angry at this point. Call. Flop ass at the top pair. C bet. Theoretically way too big. I'm going to get punished because we've 4 bet a hand that maybe does sometimes. I don't fucking know, but I don't. And now we've C bet half pot. This isn't good from me. This is not good. Don't do this at home. We call it off obviously because we've got top pair in a 4 bet pot. And we run into the ace queen. Yeah, that's a bad one from me. Not happy with that one. Not proud of that one. This was getting towards the end of the night last night. I was grinding fucking hard. I wanted to get to the $96 payout threshold. Didn't really matter. I could have just done it today, but I was just determined to do it and I carried on grinding, even though the game's dog shit. We open here, we get 3-bet, just fold reg. Clearly didn't. I was clearly not. This was probably about 2 in the morning, and I was not in my best of moods. Flop 2 pairs though, so go us, bet, all in, snap. Happy days. But not good. The last 2 hands, not proud of them. Don't grind at 2 in the morning when you're just grinding for rake back points that you can make the next day and you don't want to be playing anymore. That is the tip. That is the lesson from this. Stop grinding when you're in a bad mood or when you just don't want. I don't think there's that much of a bad mood. I just didn't want to be doing it, but I did anyway. Open, call, fold. Flop trips, check. With these from this morning, I think we might be starting in this morning's hands now, but I'm not sure. Check raise. What reg? Check. Bet. I mean, you have to raise versus this reg. Good. Call. River in quads. I think all in might be the size there. I think all in might be the size. I think we missed value from an ace here by going this size. Our man goes all in anyway, so happy days. Our man had ace 3 off suit. 2 kings. Yeah, this is definitely in this morning now because the tables are filling up again. 3 bets. Cold call. All in. All in. Flop a king. That might be useful. It was useful, and this was this morning. On to pocket 8s. Open. Call. Call. I thought a set might be coming. Check. Check. Just bet big reg. When we've got a very small pot and we've got a nutted hand. Bet big. Fuck theory. We did. Well, call. Turn queen. Jack 10 gets there, but who cares? We've got SPR just over 2 and we've got a set, so it doesn't matter. Bet. All in. Call. Your man had queen 10. Queen 9 suited. ISO. Call. 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 Flop ourselves top pair and a flush draw. Check. Check. I don't mind either here. Bet or check. I mean, theory wants us to bet small. If we are betting, I decided to bet 60% pot. Call. Call. Turn the second nuts. Check. Check. Bet. Fold. Call. Check. All in. Call. Ace 7. And here's the last hand. Started on aces, finishing on aces. Squeeze. Call. Call. I mean, sets out there. We have SPR 2. We don't really care. We do go for the check though, which is a bit shit, I think. Check, check, check. Now there's another set out there, the straight. So I start betting. Well played, Reg. Call. River. Shit card. Just check fold, I guess. Check, check. And we beat pocket 4s that called the turn. And that's it. That's the end of the video. Now, bearing in mind how well we've run in that fucking video, and bearing in mind this is our graph for the last 24 hours, why the fuck... Oh, hang on, you can't see it properly. That's our graph for the last 24 hours. Why the fuck would I want to decide to dip out of those games? And I don't, I think I made the decision last night that I'd grinded hard all day. As you can see, we played 5,700 hands yesterday. Well, in the last 24 hours. And so maybe I'd grinded like 5, ground, whatever. Maybe, yeah, about 5,000 because we played about 800 hands this morning. And I think maybe I just felt a bit tired. And I had that session towards the end where I was just grinding for that $36 rake back jump that I could have got any time this week. And I think I was just fed up with doing it. So I decided this morning, right, I'm not doing that today. And then I got straight back on the horse and had a plus $100 session this morning. So that's all very nice. These are my results to date in this pool from Sunday. So we've made $300 with rate back. I mean, this is more than this. This is saying we've only made $78 rate back. I'm already on like 96 and plus another about 4. So we made about 100 rate back now. So this rate back's out by like $22. And I don't really understand why, because I've got Party Poker in this to be showing at 30% rate back. But maybe, because I am getting a 20% boost, maybe we're getting like 35% or more rate back. I couldn't really tell you. Well, I could, but I can't bother going doing the work. Because this rate back figure isn't correct. I guess at the end of the month or at the end of the week, I'll just stick a extra $30 on this or whatever it turns out to be as a bonus, because this needs $22 more in it or thereabouts, which is significant. So yeah, there we go. Excuse me. It's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was just me sun running the fuck, but you know that's gonna happen sometimes, and you got to, when it happens, you know, take it, enjoy it, because you know it doesn't always happen. And this is definitely a bit of sun running because we are significantly above EV, but the EV line is still winning at, I don't know, whatever that is, like 4 bigs 100, 3.5 bigs 100, 4 bigs 100, which is probably about standard for these games. So yeah, I'm not gonna overthink it. Just gonna keep grinding. So we are out of here. There's definitely won't be another video now until at least Monday. Fuck knows what I'm going to do then, because I'll have, if we grind these games for the next few days, there's going to be like another 15,000 hands to get through, and I ain't doing a 90 fucking hand video. So maybe we'll just pick the more interesting ones, not just the big pots. So yeah, anyways, I'm out of here. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye for now.